Hey guys, it's Courtney, and I have a really different kind of video on the channel today. I am an LV addict, and I've been reading a lot of stuff about restoring old bags, and I really love the Macassar look, the Louis Vuitton classic monogram, but with the black leather on it. And I love that it's sealed. I love that it's a little bit more carefree than the vachetta is, and so I decided I was going to try my hand at restoring a piece. So I found perhaps the world's worst looking Keepall. So this is the Keepall 50. It is the bandolier. It does not have the bandolier. It didn't come with a strap, but I have a Keaton or a Khitan, or I don't know how you pronounce that one, but it's from the men's line and it's a laptop size bag. And it has a strap that's black because it's the Macassar print on it. It's the Macassar grouping, whatever category. So at any rate, this is a Keepall from '92. The date code on it is worn down. This is really, really kept poorly, but there's the date code right there. Let me see if it will focus. Not very well. There we go, maybe. It does say VI, so it's a made in France bag. It's 0942. It is clear from my end to be able to see it, but it's a bit worn in. It has been really poorly kept. So here's the condition that I've received it in. However, the handle, the canvas of it is just beautiful. It's squishy, it's loved. I do like the already broken in bags. I don't like the look of the fresh vachetta. So for me, I wanted the patina anyway, but I'm going to be dyeing it. So I won't have patina on this bag, I'll have black. And this will look like the Macassar 50 when we're done. I've started cleaning it. It's damp right now, hasn't dried out yet. But what I'm using is saddle soap. This is the Kiwi brand saddle soap. I just get it at like Walmart or Target or whatever. It comes in this tin and it lasts forever and ever basically, but a little tiny bit on a wet cloth. And I'm using a cloth, it's a Norwex cloth. This is like their first generation. I mean, this is like practically an antique. Check that tag out, Norwex aficionados. I don't know if I showed this side, but there's even a bit of leather missing just there. So there are tons of cracks in it. I'm hoping to seal some of them up with some E6000 glue, and we'll see how that works. But at any rate, this is for me. So I won't be restoring it and selling it. So if I make some mistakes on it, that's okay. I really wanted a Keepall in the 50 size. For me, it is the perfect weekend bag, the perfect carry-on. This is a carry-on legal bag. You can even get up to the 55, the Keepall 55 to be US carry-on legal because the dimensions are 55 centimeters across the bag. I am going to clean it today, and then I am going to give it a nice conditioning. This is the color of the actual cloth. This is my saddle soap. I'm getting like just a film of saddle soap on there, and then I'm just using that film to go back and forth on just the handle. Let me see if I can show you that. There we go. So I'm just doing these small circly motions up and down only the section of the handle that I'm working on. So that's the section that I did earlier. And then this is the section I'm working on just now. So I'm just going along the side of the luggage there, and then look at how much is coming off. Oh my gosh, so gross. All right, check this out. I'm gonna rinse out just from those two little bits of the strap. Look at this. I've been rinsing for a while now too, and it's not getting much clearer. This is E6000 glue that I made a little pile of, and I've got a kitchen skewer, and so I'm just getting a little bit of that on there because some of this leather over here is really damaged. So I'm just putting a bit in here. Now, obviously, this voids the vachetta warranty from Louis Vuitton. I won't be able to have this repaired anymore now that I've messed with it, but that's okay because I got a screaming deal on this bag. So I am fine with that. So I'm just gonna fill in all the places where this belongs. And then try to piece it back in right there. And this is probably the most exciting. So I've now washed the bag really well. I wash it probably a million times. I've let it sit out and dry. It's a really nice warm day here, and it's dry outside, so it dried really rapidly. It did dry really dry though, like the actual leather is really dry. So I'm hoping it's nice and thirsty, as it were, so that it will soak up the dye. But I wanted to show you what I'm using. So I did buy Fibings brand leather dye, and this is black. And then I bought Resolene brand black acrylic finish for leather. So that's what that one looks like. This is actually black itself. I know a lot of people use clear, but Michelle at Little Mama's House, she said she uses black when she wants it to be a really deep color. And with all the cracks that are inside this bag, I did want it to really penetrate. Still hair a mess, still no makeup. Go watch one of my other videos so that you can see what I look like when I am like actually putting myself together. But this, on the other hand, is looking amazing. So here is the Keepall. This is 3 coats of the dye, the Fibings leather dye. That's this one. And 1 coat of the acrylic Resolene, and that is this one. Again, I got the black color. So the ends here are where I did that repair. I think it looks really nice. And then this strap is the strap I told you I have from the Khitan or the Khitan, or however you pronounce that. So this strap is not original. It is an actual Louis Vuitton strap. Where does it say that? Right here. So it is an original Louis Vuitton strap, but it's from a different bag, and it's fabric. It's like a, I don't know, canvasy fabric, ripstop nylon. I don't know what it is, but it's not leather. So the places where I put the E6000 glue, let's talk about that for a second. It made it peel the Resolene off. So I had to go back in, scrape off, because I tried to do a quick repair on one of the handles. This one had a lot of cracks in it, and so I thought, oh well, I'll put a bit of that E6000, and I just kind of smoothed it in with my fingers into the cracks and then wiped it back off. But there was a thin film of E6000 left on the top, which I felt like was going to be fine because that bonds to everything and it stays forever. It's like super glue on steroids, but it didn't work. So I had to last night scrape this off after I was done, which was such a heartbreaker, and then re-dye this handle. What I did was start with the piping. It was very, very time consuming, obviously, because it's so tiny. And I did not use any tape. You saw a little video of that, but I just like kind of pushed it up from the inside. I put my hand inside, and just as you're wiping the dye on, because this leather is so dry, it's an antique bag for sure. It's a vintage 92. As you're kind of putting it in there, the leather's so dry that it was sucking it down in. So it wasn't so hard actually, because as I was wiping, it was, you know, transferring down towards the bag without me having to touch the bag. On little spaces that I did get a little bit of the dye onto the canvas, what I did was just take some alcohol, just rubbing alcohol. I put it in the cap and dip a Q-tip in, and then just really quick wipe that spot off. And then I would wipe it with my wet Norwex cloth. Today I'm going to put 2 more coats of Resolene on the handles because they get touched all the time. I really want a good thick coat on there. And the other thing I'm working on today is the zipper. What I'm going to try to use is another Norwex product. It's called Blue Diamond. This is a bottle that I've had for ages because it just lasts for so long, and it technically is for cleaning your bathroom, but I've had good success with cleaning brass. I'm not going to recommend this to you because it isn't it's not listed as a brass cleaner. I just know that in my personal household I've had good luck with it. I've got a Q-tip. I am dipping it into the Blue Diamond and getting the excess off. Look, there's a sale on turkey tenderloins. And then all I did on the other side, and it did work, so I'm showing it to you, is get a bit on there and then buff it back off. And it is taking off, like there was a little bit of dye transfer onto the brass. I have heard from other videos not to worry about that, so I wasn't too concerned, although I did try to avoid it. And this is an all-natural enzyme cleaner, and so I don't know why it does such a great job on brass, but I have had really good luck with it doing a really good job on brass. So there, I'm just going to wipe it with my trusty Norwex cloth. There is the new and improved one. Let's see if we can focus. There we go. And there is what it started off looking like. Oh my gosh, this is working so well. I also just want to reiterate that I am not recommending this product. I have no idea the long-term effects of using Blue Diamond, a bathroom cleaner, on my bag, but it's working that fast. So I'm madly in love with this. Check that out. Bam. I mean, okay, she's all done. Here is the straps. They still have all those cracks in them, but it's all been sealed with Resolene, and the dye, I think they look so much nicer than they did. The canvas is in practically perfect condition, which is awesome. Here is the other side of the bag. It did come with a luggage tag, but the strap has broken already, so I'm not going to be bothered by that. I did dye it, so I might just put it on a little you know, hook or something and just hook it onto the bag. I am eventually going to get a colored one, I think, to go with this bag, so that doesn't bother me. Here's the side. Again, this is the strap that is not original to the bag. It goes to the Keepall, so the brass and the silver don't match, but I really like this strap. I think that the canvas material of it, or whatever this material is much nicer on the shoulder than the leather version. The piping looks so good in my opinion. It was, I mean, it still is cracked, but it was so broken up. Now it feels like it's held together a bit better. This is the side again where that was really busted up and looked awful. It looks much less noticeable now, but this, I think this bag was like, I don't know, stored underwater or some nonsense, because it was super water damaged, leather just like cracking and falling apart. Here is the zipper. The zippers work perfectly. I did clean them with the Blue Diamond, and then I also put just some wax paper, ran wax paper down it just to make it slide really well, but actually the zippers didn't have any problem at all. This is the handle keeper, and I am going to take it off, and you're going to have to look at the bag because taking it off one-handed is nearly an impossibility for me. Okay, so here are the zipper pulls, and they slide so nicely, and I do have it stuffed again with my blanket, but I did not dye the inside, but I did clean the brass inside, so it looks so much better. Let me see, I don't know which side the date goes on, but it is not this side. Okay, other side. Oh, and there we go, finally. All right, so VI 4, no, not 4, 0942. That's what it says, 0942. It is clear from my side, but maybe it's not super clear in the camera. I can't get the camera to really focus well on it, but that's what it says in there. The interior was in fine condition, not like amazing condition. There is some dye transfer, I'm just realizing literally right now. So on the places where the dye soaked into the bag, that's a bummer, but nothing I can do about it now. But I think it looks really nice, and hopefully you do too. So well worth $188. Thanks for watching.